We are ready to take a look at the brackets now to see Goku going to be facing off against Legacy, and that's going to be an interesting match. Legacy might be a sleeper pick here based on that performance, but again, some of it had to do with OJ's decision to take the YOLO approach, which is what allowed him to look as dominant as he did. Standing by, though, it is the match that the two of you have been licking your lips, eagerly awaiting. It's the Synbooty and Chuffles match. Heading into it, guys, I know we've both said they're two incredibly strong competitors in RTA. It's a little unfortunate for them that they're going to have to face off against one another, because had they been split across sides of the bracket, they could have easily ended up in the finals potentially against each other. But such is life, such is the draw. Who do we give the tip of the hat to heading in, if anyone at all?
Let's see what you got to say.
I would say I would tip it just a little bit to Synbooty in this situation. I have a lot of respect for Chuffles and how he plays the game. I just think both of these players very, very analytical. They could, I would say, just a little tip, but that's about it. Chuffles really has a good chance at winning this as well. So I'm super excited to see this. I think it's going to be a great match. Again, like you said, a little bit, you know, unfortunate to see them so early, but this could be one to remember.
Are you on Team Booty?
Actually, you know what? Since he's got to go Team Booty, I'm going to have to mix it up with him, Mr. Chuffles. Even though both of these players do so well, have a ton of great monsters, Chuffles is really known to bring a lot of fast monsters. He's got tons of speed with him. So even though Sin knows how to counter it, you don't want to underestimate Chuffles. I think he's going to be a unique one in this team. This
is definitely going to be a real clash of the titans, and we are ready to get down to the arena where the two are standing by to be brought out to the podium. This is not fair that the two of these guys have to face off in the first round.
It's just too bad, because you want to see both of these players do really well. You know, maybe see them in a semifinal or even the final, but one of these players is going to go home right away.
No doubt. And for those of you at home, don't forget you can join the combo using hashtag SWC2017. And first, let's bring up that man right there, Synbooty. I almost don't recognize him without the mustache.
Joe McCann, Synbooty is my in-game name. Work for myself from Richmond, Virginia. I'm 33 years old. I never could work a normal job because I just don't have that type of personality where I can work for somebody. So I started my own businesses and stuff. The first one I had ever done was a valet company, and that worked really well. In fact, it's still in existence. Ended up just kind of doing something on the side, and that turned into another business, and that turned into the retail one that I have. And then it was 100-hour work weeks, you know, all the time, just to the wall. And but once you start figuring stuff out and you're successful, like nowadays, my daily work life is. Have you guys ever heard the concept of the 4-hour work week? I'm that guy. I barely work. I go into the office and I'll hang out 10 hours a day, but I'm not doing much. So that's why I'm playing video games, you know.
How do you not love that guy? He might have been valet parking at one time, but he's looking to park some violent procs on the opposition. And that opposition, as we mentioned before, his mom named him Charlie. He named himself Chuffles, from Toronto, Canada, 23 years of age, a student, but also a teacher.
My name's Charlie Dew. I'm 23. I come from Markham, Ontario, which is just slightly north of Toronto in Canada. I'm a full-time student in my last year of chemical engineering, and my in-game name is Chuffles. A good friend of mine, he introduced me to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I've been starting to do that. Jiu-Jitsu is better for smaller guys who aren't as strong, because the whole martial art is based off of technique and not necessarily strength. So I'm not necessarily the biggest guy, so he said it would work out for me. And it's been pretty cool so far. It's a good source of physical activity for one. That's probably the number one reason. I don't have as much time as I'd like to live the most active lifestyle. So Jiu-Jitsu helps me, you know, get more in shape than I otherwise would.
Well, the good news for Booty is that it's not full contact Summoner's War here. So no Jiu-Jitsu is going to factor in. By the way, we're glad to have Booty. He said he almost died of a heart attack the one time he deleted his best violent rune. And he managed to come back. He got an account rollback. It was a slot 3 with a 30-speed sub. His girlfriend thought there was something wrong with him for a while after it happened.
He actually texted me when it happened. He was like, "Clay, I need your help. I don't know what to do."
Talk about an oopsie.
Same text.
So this is the clash here, Synbooty and Chuffles, the first game in their round 1 matchup. Take it away.
All right, it looks like Synbooty has taken the Tiana lockdown. Of course, Chuffles answering back with the Ciara and Perna, two crucial monsters that he knows Synbooty uses quite a bit here. So let's see where he decides to go. Is he going to throw in that Hathor? No, he's mixing it up here, Clay. He is bringing in Azaria, the Water Succubus. This is something that we have not seen him use in the past in previous tournaments. This is going to be interesting.
I love it. Going with unorthodox monsters here. That's kind of Booty's claim to fame for the most part. He uses a lot of different things that most people normally wouldn't see that are good, and then makes them work just based on the rune quality that he has. And going with the Tessarian choice into Perna, I really like that as well. Also having the Raccoon from Chuffles, I think Tessarian's going to be a key unit in this one, so we should keep an eye on him. But overall, I would say the Tiana choice is a little interesting going into the first pick, so he may have some intel on Chuffles, thinking that he uses Tiana quite a bit, wanted to take out that monster right away.
I think he understands his opponent here. He knows that he's going to be one of the faster players in the tournament here, so taking away the Tiana is really going to set him back as far as what Chuffles is going to be bringing with regards to strategy here. We got Synbooty with the Okeanos and Ganymede locked down, really good components here. We got Villagel is the only type of immunity that Chuffles is running, so maybe this could be a potential ban pick considering how much control Synbooty is currently bringing, Clay.
Yeah, it's really interesting now. So we saw the unorthodox picks in the beginning, but then he goes to the more common picks between Okeanos and Ganymede at the end. But Chuffles now coming in with a little bit of a wild card that could potentially even solo the entire team for Synbooty. So at this point, if I was in his situation, I'd either be thinking, you know, ban out the Camilla or ban out either Ciara or Perna. So again, three monsters that I would probably be looking at banning. Perna maybe not so much because he does have Tessarian, but then on Chuffles' end, I would look at maybe the Tiana, which he does go with the Tiana, and it gives him the immunity now. Kind of full reign, but again, keep in mind, the Okeanos and the Ganymede both have removals that they can get rid of that immunity pretty easily.
Yep. Okeanos, the second skill, is going to be able to bring the beneficial effect remover, and then, of course, with Ganymede, the first skill is going to be able to remove those beneficial effects as well.
And could we get an opportunity to see Chuffles try to put a solo through with that unit that did not get banned there, Clay, as you mentioned? Bit of a surprising pick. Here we go.
It's going to be interesting to see, but look at the speed from Synbooty. Got resisted, though. You can see it right on Synbooty's face. He knew that was crucial. He needed to get it, but he was able to remove the will. Unfortunately, not able to reset the Villagel, able to put up full team immunity for the next 3 turns, and it leaves the Ganymede kind of in a bad situation, not being able to cycle through his skills the way he was hoping for. So
yeah, I was going to say he's probably going to have to take a step back or maybe try to ventilate Okeanos, try to do it again, get that reset in. But I don't know. I might be a little too late. 3-turn immunity on everybody, and he has no other type of buffer with respect to the first 2 monsters that we're talking about, Okeanos and Ganymede. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what he does here. It looks like he's going to work on that Okeanos, and rightfully so. That's going to be a crucial component of Synbooty's team. Where does he go from here, Clay?
I was going to say, watch out for that Perna, because that Perna is going to start proccing. It's going to do a lot of damage, and that could be real quick work of the Okeanos. Next turn, that's probably going to be down, and then that resurge from Akuni could give it another turn right away. So we might see that here as well, and down goes Ganymede, maybe the turn afterwards. So Synbooty not in a really good situation. Again, being one of the favorites, more so probably than Chuffles in this tournament. Not looking too hot right now in the first game here, as we do see Okeanos being taken down from Perna. Able to get the Oblivion on to Raccoon. Also timing it perfectly where he gets the reset on Perna, plus double sleeps from Azaria. What a great turn of events for Synbooty. If you're a fan of him, you would be definitely cheering at this point, because that was 2 amazing plays.
Yeah, it looked like initially on he was not looking too good, and rightfully so, but he has turned it around. That's the good thing about Synbooty. He always just considers the next turns, looking at early on in the game, and wow, amazing. He is turning this around here. He's sitting in favor, 3 monsters to 2. They have the immunity on this end. Of course, there still is Camilla. But I don't know. I feel really good if he can get that immunity off with Ganymede here and try to lock down that Villagel, take away that buff. What do you think?
He's got to be really careful here. That Camilla is going to be scaling as well, going to be doing some damage. Unable to get the Oblivion, though, onto Camilla, so here she goes now. Potentially I don't know if Synbooty can come back from this. I think Camila was a really strong choice from Chuffles as that last pick.
Yep.
Unable to get locked down, but a lot of damage coming down from Azaria. Gets the sleep, though. So now he doesn't have to touch it. He can start moving towards the Veligil. Veligil, though, has another 2 turns that he can't put the immunity back up.
Correct. Yep. It looks like he's going to definitely keep on working on the Veligil, try to move that immunity. The additional turn is in, and here comes the Seal Magic. It looks like he resisted on Camila's side, but he did get it down on Veligil. Is that correct?
Yes, he did get it down on Veligil, but got the Violent proc to ventilate himself into a Seal Magic on Camila as well. Got the double sleeps again. We see this Azaria we don't see very often doing some work in this match for Synbooty. And Chuffles now kind of back on his heels after we saw such a strong start in the beginning.
Let's see now. I do like, one of the things I want to point out with regards to that Azaria, I believe it's probably going to be on the little, like, critical rate, low critical rate. If you notice here, he's been landing those sleeps on Camila, despite the fact that Camila's passive allows him to remove beneficial effects if they land a critical hit on that. So that's pretty crucial. He's focusing on the speed, he's focusing on the accuracy, probably not too much on the critical aspect. Right, getting the additional turns once again. It looks like he ventilates himself. He's trying to go ahead and reset that Veligil. Veligil having one more turn before he can land it down, but maybe he can hold back here. Azaria landing that crucial sleep. Wow, Camila answers back here. Chuffles doing some work. Now getting the reset on Camila and reducing the attack bars on both units, Clay.
That's some good damage, though, coming back from the Ganymede onto Camila, but he needs to do some work here. He's getting crit. Even though it's Camila's going against the Wind Monster, he was getting crit, so looks like Chuffles is going to take this first round. So kind of an upset. Now that puts Synbooty down 1 round or 1 game to nothing, and he could potentially go home.
But how exciting was that? Because just when it looked like advantage was in Chuffles' corner early on, and Synbooty wasn't going to be able to come back, he got those double stuns out of his area. Really leveled the playing field, and then took the lead up 3-2. And Azaria, to me, was kind of the key in that spot. It'll be interesting for me to see whether or not Chuffles decides to ban that that unit if Synbooty drafts it again.
Yeah, there's definitely a couple swings back and forth throughout the entire match. I'm not sure if Synbooty is even going to pick Azaria again. He might have tried it out the first match just to kind of throw Chuffles off, but now that he knows about it,
That's not what cost him the match, though, drafting his area, was it?
No, I don't think it's what cost him the match. But
it actually brought him back into
units.
contention at one point when he was down early, but you think there's a better synergistic selection out there for him?
Absolutely, and he's showing it right now, which is the Hathor. So we'll see if he pairs Ganymede with it as well, because those two monsters together.
That was
as we've
super
seen
popular in the LA regionals.
Absolutely, and it's really tough to deal with. And there he goes, he locks it in. Ganny Hathor combination, super hard to deal with, but Chuffles knows that the best way to deal with it is with Raccoony. And potentially the Fire Lich is a good option as well. I'd say Fire Monkey King's probably a little bit better option, but we do see the Fire Lich drop down from Chuffles, and Synbooty coming with a Okeanos. So a lot of CC from Synbooty, not a whole lot of damage. All 5 support monsters, 4 support monsters here now that we see, and this is going to be a control match.
This is going to be a definite control match, and Terry's, the Fire Lich here, is one of the unique monsters that can get additional turns on the enemy, a 50% chance to get it. So I like the choice of removing that. That can be one of those wild cards, similar to Violent Procs, that can really upset the match if he ruined it with a Despair set. So good choice on him by banning it, getting it out of the way.
And perhaps part of the reason that Synbooty went with this comp, looking for control, he is down 1-0 now after game 1. Really needs to come back, win this game, just to give himself a shot at advancing.
Definitely. All right, it looks like he is trying to work down that Sierra. Got the reset on Sierra, and now he's going to go ahead and lock it down. This is Synbooty's normal kind of strategy. He really loves the Hathor Ganymede combination, and this is great considering that we don't have any kind of immunity outside of Raccoony's passive to remove those sleeps. So it looks like he's going to try to get Raccoony down, considering what it can do, Clay.
Yeah, absolutely. That's got to be the first monster that you go after. Otherwise, it's going to be removing the sleep that you're trying to put on the other team. And as you see the cycle start now, ventilating Hathor, and you guys will see this is not a good situation for Chuffles to be in, because that cycle between Ganymede and Hathor is going to leave you asleep for quite a few turns, to say the least.
And there we have it there, getting the reset from Ganymede to go ahead and allow him to use Delayed Promise again. 2 turns sleep on everybody. They are locked down now. It looks like, once again, they're going to continuously work on Raccoony. And this is unique about Raccoony. His passive is only going to remove the harmful effects on the unit with the lowest health, so he can worry about Raccoony and not worry about having those sleeps removed on everybody else.
And you can just see the speed of both of those units as well on top of it between Ganymede and Hathor, that as soon as he has Ventilate up, he can ventilate the Hathor. Hathor can go right into a full team of one-turn sleep left units and not have to worry about it because he knows he's going to have that Ventilate right back up from Ganymede the turn after. So it's just a devastating cycle to be in. And Chuffles, though, able to have his Perna out of sleep pretty early, able to resurge it from Raccoony, get some damage off, taking out a huge chunk of HP from Ganymede, so definitely exactly what he was looking for there. And with Tiana not really needing to use it just yet, kind of maybe a little bit of a more just for the first turn. Yeah. Tiana, you're not going to see a whole lot of usefulness out of her the rest of the match, but another proc from Perna doing a lot of more damage on the Ganymede. If he gets it down, that could be the end of it.
That could. That's a crucial component of Synbooty's strategy.
And down goes the Ganymede. You see Chuffles zeroing in, and that's bad news for Synbooty, who needed that Ganymede Hathor comp.
He needed that cycle, and with Ganymede down, Childish, this is not looking good for Synbooty. He might lose in the first match.
Well, he's zeroing in on the Perna now. Would you rather see him going after the Raccoony?
There's nothing he can do at this point, because if he goes after the Raccoony, that Perna is going to make quick work of all of his monsters.
Right there.
And that's it. There he goes. Chuffles, kind of your dark horse that you were talking about earlier, Childish, moves on to the next match and one of the favorites to win the entire, not just this regional tournament, but the entire World Championship, taken out in the first round.
Yeah, single elimination, no loser's bracket for him to go to. And guys, it wasn't exactly close in that second game. I mean, you know, unlike the first game where the pendulum swung back and forth, you know, we looked like we were, you know, staring at a control situation. Once the Ganymede went out, it was just writing on the wall.
Yeah, and that's, in my opinion, the best way to deal with the Ganymede-Hathor combination. Bring in that Raccoony, such a strong monster in that situation, and man, hats off to Chuffles. If he was the person, if there was one person that could take down Synbooty in this tournament, Chuffles was the man to do it, and was able to do it in the first match here.
No kidding, and he is standing by right now with our Maria Ho, the dark horse. Chuffles, Maria.
Chuffles, you could hear they're calling you the dark horse, so apparently they felt like you were a bit of an underdog coming into this match. So what was your strategy knowing that you were up against such a tough opponent?
Well, honestly, I've played Syntac a bunch of times. He's really good. I don't know if I was super considered worse than him, but I was really well prepared. I didn't think this would happen first round. It's really unfortunate that it did, because Syntac was like the favorite to win the whole thing, right? So I did a lot of prep for him, and it just sucks we played round one.
What went into the preparation? Give us a little bit of the strategy behind that.
We played in a previous tournament like a little bit over a month ago, and I actually lost to him then. So since then, I've been kind of like creeping him. You know, I added him to my favorites, been stalking his like units and whatnot. And I knew he was gonna go with the go to sleep forever team, so I picked around that.
Okay, well, congratulations for moving on. I saw your hands were shaking a little bit when you.
Shaking. I was scared.
All right, well, you have some time to relax. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, thank you.